What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Summer Career Mode. This is episode number 8. We're starting today's episode off on the back of transfer deadline day, and of course our first two games in the Serie A where we lost back-to-back, including against the champions Fiorentina at Como. Heading into today's episode, a recap of the transfer window for those that missed it. It was one of the biggest I've ever done, which is kind of ironic considering I had one of the lowest budgets I've ever had, but 11 new signings coming in. The vast majority, of course, being on free transfers. The only two players who paid a transfer fee were, of course, Elia Caprile, our new number one between the sticks, and, of course, Kia Rodia, who we signed on deadline day from Werder Bremen. So our new look team is okay, but, of course, despite the fact we have brought in 11 new players, it's still not great. You know, we're a 3.5-star team, so that does make us one of the lowest rated in the Serie A right now. So to start the season off, back-to-back games without a goal, without a clean sheet, and without a point, it wasn't really that surprising. It was a tough start to our debut year in the Serie A, in the save, I should say. Even so, for the first game of this episode, Lazio away in Rome, taking them on at the Stadio Olimpico here. Once again, expecting another really tough game here, to a tough start to the season, to be fair, in terms of our fixture list. Starting the game off, Elia Caprile bailed me out a couple of times in the first half, including here 50 minutes in. You know, I mentioned this before, but like, seriously, EA need to work on this, man. Stoppage time is just ludicrous. The amount of time it goes on for is absolutely crazy. I don't think there was even supposed to be 1 minute of added time. We're into the 51st minute there and the game was still going on. But in the first half, we weathered the storm. We were still tied at 0-0 and there were 10 minutes to go in the game. Wow, first goal of the season and first goal since the injury. Yep, of course, went down midway through last season, missed the final third of the campaign. The top scorer in the league up until that point, then of course lost the golden boot, really for injury. Patrick Cutrone converts his first goal since the long layoff and our first goal in the Serie A. It is 1-0 Como, and in the final 10 minutes we are clinging on to our first win of the season. And sadly, just couldn't hold on. Yep, Jota levels it for Lazio in stoppage time, and the hosts do claim a massive, massive point. I love this celebration as well. Sarri, can you imagine Sarri going up to run across the touchline like that with a 91st minute leveller on match day 3 against newly promoted Como? Even so, yep, blushes spurred for Lazio. They are not the first time to taste defeat against the minnows of Como in the Serie A as they do claim a point. I'll take it though. I'll definitely take it. It was gutting to lose the 3 points right to death, but it is our first point of the season, and away in Rome against a really good Lazio side, I'll take it, even though we were seconds away from our first win in the Serie A. Following game though, back to Lake Como, taking on Cagliari here, another beautiful, picturesque Italian place. Cagliari, of course, from the island of Salerno? No. Sicily, sorry, God, sorry, my Italian fans are going to be sitting there saying, you absolute moron. But, yes, Cagliari, of course, no, not Sicily, sorry, Sardinia. Sorry, I get those three always mixed up. Sardinia, Sicily, and Salerno. No, this is Sardinia, the island of Sardinia, to the left-hand side of Italy, to the west of Italy, I should say. My goodness, my geography skills. For those that are curious, I also failed geography in school as well. That probably won't surprise you much. But anyway, welcoming Cagliari, another beautiful team to be doing a career mode with. We're taking on Cagliari. We were 2-0 up. First goal scored by Luca Warwick Koleosho, my first goal at home this season. It was a lovely goal as well, with Naby Keita playing the through ball. And then he set up our second goal as well. Cutrone, 2 goals in 2. Glorious little chip finish to make it 2-0. And it seems as though in the second half we were going to see out our first win of the season. João Pedro had other ideas. He made it 2-1. Cagliari back in the game here with 12 minutes to go to restore our 2-goal cushion and wrap these points up. Sergio Colombo out of the academy for this season. The highest rated youth academy graduate we've had so far at 68 overall, scores his first goal in pro football, and it ends up being a dagger as well. Yep, the Detective Colombo with the goal there made it. That's a great nickname actually. The Detective Colombo makes it 3-1. And that will do it. First win of the season for Como, and it does come here at Lake Como as well. So buzzing with that. And just briefly on this as well. Obviously nowadays in FIFA CM you can now upgrade your stadium if it's not a real stadium you're playing at in a CM save at the start of every single new season, which is a great feature, by the way. You know, I say this all the time, but like, I'm very fair with EA. I'll give them props when they deserve it, and I'll criticise them when they more often than not deserve it as well. But in terms of like being able to upgrade your stadium season after season, it's a great new feature. So we've been crying out for years, for those of us that love those RTGs starting off with smaller clubs, if you will. I will look to upgrade the stadium in time. The only thing I've changed this season is the seat colour, because last year it bugged down. For some reason we had green seats. I don't really know why, but they're back to the default grey. We will upgrade the stadium in time, but you know, it's our first season in the Serie A. You saw our transfer budget. We've got no money whatsoever. It wouldn't be realistic to upgrade the stadium just yet. If we survive in the Serie A this season, I might possibly fill in the corners or something. But other than that, I'm going to take it in a realistic kind of rate of improvement, if you will. But anyway, following game, travelling to Turin, taking on Juventus. Alexandro back at Juve. Same with Alberto Sherry and Stefano Sturaro. Come to think of it, we've got quite a few former Juve players. But even so, Sturaro, Sherry, Alexandro back at Juventus for this game here in Turin. So a Northern Italy battle here against the old lady, and heading into the game. Well, it's safe to say the chance of us making it 3 games in a row without defeat was very slim. Yet we conceded early for Andre Silva, then Dusan Vlahovic, the former Fiorentina striker, doubles the lead. Thiago gets a third for the old lady, and then with 6 minutes to go, we did see Alberto Sherry get his first goal of the season there against his former club Juve, but unfortunately it was nothing other than a consolation. So yeah, back-to-back games without a defeat. Nice little unbeaten streak, if you will, but ended there by Juventus with a 3-1 loss away in Turin. But what we expected, really, to be fair, against one of the stronger sides in Italy. Following game, a goal draw at home to Lecce, so first clean sheet of the season. What a save! I should say, what a double save by Elia Caprile late on as well. And you would have seen this season I've included quite a few highlights that don't just include the goals or the woodwork being rattled, because Caprile, to be fair, even though that was his first clean sheet of the season there against Lecce, he's had a brilliant start to the campaign, man. He's not the highest rated goalkeeper by any stretch of the imagination in the low to mid 70s right now, but he's made some brilliant saves to start the season off there, and that crucial double save late on against Lecce would ensure we get a credible clean sheet, our first of the season, and a point as well against the side who are winless to start the season off. But for the following game, I felt we needed to win this one. Yeah, when you are a newly promoted side, I love it when newly promoted teams to the top tier of a country's football pyramid face each other the following season. It's just so cool to see who invested well in the summer, who's hit the ground running, you know, who's adapted to life in the top tier better. We were taking on Cremonese, who of course are a bit of a rival of Como's, and they came up with us runners up last season, where of course we topped the table. I felt we needed to win this one. Early relegation 6-pointer, I felt, away from home, and what a great performance as well. Yet we might have lost to Juve, but back-to-back games without a loss once again, and just a 1 loss now in our last 5 games. We'll go to Cremonese and absolutely dominate. Yeah, we were leading by 3 goals to 1 at this point. VR scored his first goal for the club since signing on a free transfer, and there were 10 minutes to go. Well, let's just say I got a little bit luckier. Yeah, Lucas Kohler whips in a corner, and a cracking header, don't get me wrong, just at the wrong end there, as we score a very lucky own goal there against Cremonese, who remain winless to start the season off. So, to be fair, to start the season off here, it's not been a great start. Yes, I take the point. Only 2 wins so far, 1 away, 1 at home, but we stumbled out of blocks with no points in our first 2 games, no goals in our first 2 games, back-to-back losses, but since then, just a 1 loss in 5, and that coming away against Juventus. We've responded pretty nicely, man. Give me some credit there. Responded pretty nicely. You know, we are one of the weaker sides in the division, just 3.5-star rating. And so with that being the case, we are where we expect to be right now. You know, that's down the bottom of the table, but we're above the bottom 3, all winless to start the campaign off. And to me, if someone was to say that's where you'll finish come the end of the season, I mean, yeah, I'm going to bite your hand off for that. Of course I would. I'll take that every single day of the week. That's a good finish in the first season, in my opinion. Take it in stages, you know, take it in stages. We're not sitting there thinking we'll sneak into the top 4. That's nonsense, absolutely nonsense. With our team where we are right now, I would take that come the end of the season. So yes, stumbled out the blocks, back-to-back losses when I started the season off. Since then, just a 1 loss in 5. yeah, it's a pretty decent comeback, if you will, after a tough beginning to life in this area. Even so, following game, Atalanta here, at home, looking to extend our unbeaten run, if you will, to 3, and make it just 1 loss in our last 6 games now. Well, taking on Atalanta, so disappointing to know they've lost their licensing in FIFA, isn't it? Heading into this game here, oh man, it was such a thriller, and you don't normally get thrilling goalless draws, but this definitely was one here. The woodwork was rattled late on as I pushed for a late winning goal, and back-to-back wins for the first time this season. In the end, settled for a goalless draw and a clean sheet, which to be fair was still a pretty decent result. And you would have seen in that game there, in the first half in particular, Caprile made a couple of brilliant saves. I know he's only 73 rated, and I know he's only had 2 clean sheets in the first 8 games to start the season off, but honestly, man, like that game there was proof in the pudding right there. This guy's been a class signing for me, club record signing coming in, and he's been brilliant between the sticks. And again, I know you look at the average rating, see just the 2 clean sheets in the first 8 games and think, really? Well, yeah, really, the guy's been absolutely class between the sticks. Without him, there's no doubt about it, we wouldn't have had our first 2 wins of the season, and we certainly wouldn't be where we are right now, which, as things stand, is comfortably above the bottom 3. Even so, following game, we're back in Rome, taking on Jose Mourinho's side at the Stadio Olimpico here, and heading into the game, so close to opening the scoring, hitting the post and then the bar in a matter of seconds there after that amazing goal line clearance. That was pretty class, to be fair, as it remained at 0-0, and then 10 minutes before the break, silly error from yours truly, diving in with the captain Belimo there. No need for that. Absolutely no need. I thought I could win the ball. I did get a touch on the ball, but I got a lot of the man as well. Definite red card. I had no complaints whatsoever. And in 12 minutes after the restart, we ended up losing the game. Yep, Eduardo Bove with the opening goal, and the Wonder Kid score what proved to be the game winner. So 1-0 loss there away against Roma. Disappointing defeat, and I not had that red card there after making such a great start to the game. I don't think I would have lost that one, so I only really have myself to blame in that one there, as our undefeated run comes to an end after 3 games. So disappointing there, but one of those sort of learning experiences for me there, you know, like one of those you can't be doing that. You know, you can't be doing that when you're away from home against a far better side. You're going to get punished, and we were through Bove in the end. So, yeah, lost the game there to Roma, but for the final game of today's episode here, taking on Salernitana, coming to Lake Como. This is the club from Salerno. Taking on Salernitana, of course, clues in the name. Taking on Salernitana here, looking to bounce back, even in the absence of Belimo after the red card there. Well, I gave the armband to Cutrone in this game. I said, local lad, I do see him becoming captain at some point when he opened the scoring as well. Makes it 1-0, though the lead didn't last long. Salernitana found a leveler straight afterwards, but a really frenetic beginning to the game, and I knew there were more goals to come. 17 minutes in, looking to restore our lead. Lucas Collar and Cutrone play a couple of 1-2s, and our Swiss Academy graduate gets his first goal of the season in this area. Finds the bottom corner at the far post, makes it 2-1, and our lead restored instantly after a frenetic start to the game. 41 minutes in, looking to get ourselves a 2-goal cushion here and some breathing room against the visitors as we come on the counter. What a flick by Alberto Sherry to find Patrick Cutrone, and you know I'm a sucker for a nice assist. Pat does the rest, rounds the goalkeeper, pops it in bottom corner, but it's all about the assist there from Alberto Sherry. That was just naughty with that flick there to send him through the through ball. That was just disgusting, man. As we lead by 3-1, point surely in the bag, and while Salernitana would grab a consolation in stoppage time, it's just a little too late, as Jojo would say, would hold on for the 3-point stat and a big win. So despite a loss to Roma, it's been a really decent beginning for Como to life in this area. Yes, of course, we lost our first 2 games. We've had losses in Turin and in Rome against 2 of the strongest sides, but really, to start the campaign off, to be where we are right now, the only losses we've had, Napoli, Roma, Juve and the champions Fiorentina. 4 defeats, but 3 wins and 3 draws, 14th place, 12 points on the board, and 8 clear of Lecce in 18th place. Start the season off 10 games in, about a quarter way through. I would have taken that at the start of the season, and I'll certainly take it if it finishes that way as well. But that will end today's episode of the Summer CM, guys. So big fan, watch it, enjoyed it. If you have, then please drop a like. So you'll have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.